I'm Victoria Taylor and I give my consent to be filmed. This is regarding natural hair, and as you can see I am all natural. And so I'm going to go ahead and start off with the first question. It states, when did you become a natural? I originally became my first going natural back in 2010. It's when I did my first big chop, and I don't know if you know what a big chop is you cut off all your hair. And so that was my first initial coming out. No perm, no anything, just chopping off all of my hair. I literally had like no hair on my head. It was really, really thin. And I liked it the way it looked and it grew out, but I started to put all kind of dyes in my hair, and so it really made my hair dry. So I did a second big chop in 2013. So initially it's been almost like 3 years since I've been natural.
I officially became a natural at the age of 10 after a relaxer situation went bad. I had just gotten Just For Me, and of course, I straightened my hair and everything was fine. Then a couple of weeks later, I noticed my hair was falling out, and about a month later, my hair was like completely gone. So it was basically already in its natural state, and I had caused that by using a relaxer. So at the age of 10 is when I unofficially became a natural, but when I was in 10th grade at the age of, I'd say about 15, 16 is when I actually embraced my natural hair. So that's when I chose the path of I'm going to continue to wear my hair this way.
The first question is, when did I become natural? I decided to stop bleaching, dyeing my hair, processing my hair almost about a year and a half ago. I've almost cut out, well, most of my hair is grown out, so I have, I think about this much left to cut before I completely am natural. Um,
Next question. How do you feel about wearing your natural hair? I actually absolutely love wearing my natural hair. I love the volume. I love that I can do a lot of things with it. It's very versatile. I also like wearing protective styles. I know it's a lot of people out there who believe if you're natural, just be natural. Don't rock no weaves, no braids, no. But I believe in just changing it up. I'm young, married. I have three kids, and so I like to have different looks. So, if I get, bored or anything like that with, my hair, I'll just braid it up or something like that. Or throw on a weave, a wig or whatever, something that makes me feel good for the day. But I never leave it on too long because I always feel that I miss my natural hair. I'll see somebody with natural hair walking down the street and I'm like, oh my God. And then you just want to go home, just take your wig off or take your braids out, rock your look. But this look for me has been my go-to look. And I'm glad that it's, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, I'm really enjoying this look.
Wearing my hair natural makes me feel free. It makes me feel like me. I'm not like anybody else. Everybody's hair is different. I tell my daughter that all the time as well because she's also a natural. And that's because I'm choosing to keep her hair in its virgin state without doing any like chemicals or anything like that because that's how my hair fell out. But also, it's something that you should choose. You should be old enough to choose that, hey, I want to go get my hair relaxed. I want to straighten it, and she's not at that age to make those type of decisions. So I want to keep her hair as healthy as possible, and I can do that by her having her hair in a natural state. So when I feel good about my hair, she will feel good about her hair as well. And it's just a feeling that you really can't describe that well because it's something that pertains to each individual about how they feel about their hair. And for me, it just makes me feel free, it makes me feel lively, it makes me feel young, and it also makes me feel beautiful.
how do I feel about wearing my hair natural? I like it. I wish I could do it all the time. I wish I didn't have to wear my hair in a bun to work. This actually saves a lot more time than having to straighten it or, you know, putting it up.
Question number 3. What steps do you take to maintain your hair? Okay. When I start out washing my hair or maintaining it, these are the essential things that I use for my hair. Number 1, coconut oil. I know a lot of people are ranting and raving about coconut oil, but for me, it works for me. A lot of people use olive oil, tea tree oil, different oils, but coconut oil is what I use, and I put it in my hair first. And basically, it's like a pre-poo. Like you put it in your hair and you kind of like separate it to try to detangle my hair. The next step I do, either I will use apple cider vinegar and water. It really like separates my hair, and I'm telling you, like, your hair can be really, really matted up and tangled, but if you spray that on there, you can detangle it in no time. I also use either a light shampoo, or I do a cold wash. I use like Shea Moistures. They have like a cold wash that I use. It's very light. It does clean your hair, so it's not just like just use a conditioner by itself. So after I do all of that, rinse it out, whatever, I twist my hair up, let it dry overnight, and then I just release it. So this right here is like maybe a 3 or 4 day twist out on my hair, and so the longer you keep the twist out, the more volume you get. And then at night I just put it up in a ponytail, and they call it like a pineapple. Just put it up in a ponytail and then, you know, tie a scarf on it and sleep on it. So that's how I maintain my hair. A lot of people are different, but that works for me. It's the simplest way to get my hair in a natural state and not have all the tangles and not have all my hair being dry, because I don't like my hair being dry. So that's pretty much what I do.
A lot of people have the idea that natural hair is just easy to maintain, and it really, really is not. For me, I have a bathroom full of hair products, mostly shampoo and conditioner, because I feel like those are the main things that I need. And you have to know what your hair type is and what your hair craves to be able to make sure that it's properly maintained. For me, I live in a climate where it's very humid and it's very hot. So moisture is an issue with me. And every product that I have has to have something dealing with moisture. I've been through tons of them. I've tried L'Oreal. I've tried some off-brands, Suave. Right now, I'm actually on the Pantene Moisture Renewal, and that one is amazing. It actually doesn't strip my hair as I'm washing it, and the conditioner makes it soften, so it feels fresh. It smells good too, but I don't really care about the smell. It's mainly just the feel of it. And so right now it's working, and I'm gonna keep using that. Another thing is just trying to make sure that it's detangled, because it can get tangled very easily. So satin caps, not overly washing, because some of the shampoos do have sulfates in them that can dry your hair out even more. And even though Pantene does have sulfates in it, it's just something about it. It's working, so I'm gonna keep using it. I also use it in my daughter's hair, and I've noticed the difference because her hair is longer than mine's, and it gets very tangled easily, because she's an active girl, so she's always rolling around and things. So I need something that's going to have that slip and, you know, help with the tangles. Another issue is shrinkage. There's not much I can do about that, but that tends to happen a lot. Like, I did my hair this morning and it didn't look like this. It was actually a lot longer, but over time, you know, the day your hair dries, so what ends up happening is the shrinkage. But as far as maintaining it, you have to know exactly what your hair craves and what you feel like doing, because there's a lot of YouTube videos that I actually started watching to try and see if there's a routine, but somebody else's routine may not work for yours. A lot of times people don't shampoo their hair but once a week, and for me that's not going to work, because if I start feeling like my hair is dirty, I have to wash it. And if I try to avoid washing it every day, what I'll do is do a co-wash, which is just using your conditioner, which is what I did this morning, because I washed my hair about 2 days ago. Excuse me. But it's basically to maintain natural hair. It's just something that you have to figure out for yourself, because not everybody else's plan will work for you and what your hair type is.
How do you think America views natural hair? I feel that it's more accepted now as opposed to before. Most people are embracing their natural hair. Jobs are accepting it more.
Hi, I'm back, and I just wanted to introduce my daughter, Kiera Taylor, and we're going to talk a little bit about her natural hair journey, because it's a little bit different from mine. Okay, so Kiera, how long have you been natural?
My whole life.
The whole life. And so how old are you?
11.
11. Okay, and so to you, how is it like being natural? Like, you see natural hair and you see the whole movement, but since you've been natural your whole life, what does that look like to you? What does being natural mean to you?
Being natural is being yourself, letting your hair loose, and not trying to be everyone else, fitting in with perms, just letting your hair fly in the wind, being curly and pretty,
Right.
letting it grow long.
And so when we do our natural hair washes and masks and put mud on our hair and stuff, how does that make you feel?
Well, when we put that stuff, it's like feels gross, but it helps a lot and makes it grow long and big, and it doesn't make it dry anymore.
Right. So we have fun with the whole the clay that we did in our hair, right? And so going to school, I know you get a lot of compliments from kids because like your hair is so long. So how do you feel when you're explaining to the kids about your hair and things like that? How do you feel?
I feel confident and relaxed, and I encourage them. So they'll say, "Oh, I love your hair. I wish I had hair like that." And I say, "Oh, well, you can have hair like that if you don't mess with it, you don't cut it, or you can say, Mom, can I have my hair this type of way?" And if she don't like, because moms, they usually ask you what style you want before they start doing it.
Right.
So you could be like, "Oh, I don't want it cut. I don't want it permed. I want to just wear it out for a few days, see if it doesn't be straight and goes big, or I just want to sleep on it, see if it goes big."
I feel like America is starting to open their minds to a lot of different things. People are accepting their cultures, they're accepting their individualities. So natural hair comes along with that territory. A lot of people, especially in the African American community, the women, I should say, are embracing their natural hair. A lot of them are transitioning, a lot of them are doing the big chop, and there are tons of YouTube videos that you can find for every stage of natural hair. So for me, I even get stopped in stores. People ask, "Oh, how'd you get your hair like that?" Some people think I have a texturizer in my hair, but it's just all my natural hair. Like I actually have different areas that are curly, some that are wavy, some that are just like straight, just cotton, I would say. But for me, I do feel like a lot of people in America are accepting the way that you are and not having to feel like you have to change yourself to appease anyone or blend in or fit in to what society wants you to be.
How do you think America views natural hair? I feel that it's more accepted now as opposed to before. Um, Most people are embracing their natural hair. Jobs are accepting it more. How do you think America accepts you when you have natural hair? So as opposed to me having straight hair, I do get different views. When my hair is curly, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're not gonna comb your hair," but I guess it depends on the person. And that's my interview.
Okay, so last question we have is natural hair in the workplace. I remember when I was working, in corporate, a lot of times I would try to twist my hair up and do a lot of the, styles where it's not really poofy and all out. But I remember on days that I did wear my hair out, I did get a lot of looks from people, and they were wondering like, "Girl, you had a bad hair day? You didn't decide to do your hair today?" Me and my sister were talking about our hair compared to some of the actresses out there or some of the Hollywood reality stars, how they can wear their hair a certain way, cornrows or whatever. And they're looked at like, "Oh, it's fashionable. Look at them. They're taking a step. Look at them. It's so beautiful." But when we wear it, it's ghetto.
When it comes to a job and how they view natural hair, oftentimes natural hair is easily seen on African Americans. Not saying any other race can't be natural, because natural hair just means the hair that you're born with. So I think that sometimes they see it as a form of rebellion, or I don't know, like unkempt something that is not as professional. I think Google actually had an issue when people typed in on their Google search professional African American hairstyles, and none of them had hair like mine. They were all straight, they were curled. It wasn't anything like what you see in front of you. So I think that sometimes they do try to put us into a box and say, well, this is what your hair should be like. This is how it should look like in the professional setting. But if this is your natural hair, then it is professional because that's what the hair that you were born with. To combat this, some women probably will wear wigs while they're at work, just depending on certain settings, just to make others feel comfortable. But I really don't see how that can be an issue, having your own hair at work, just because it doesn't fit the profile of what you feel is professional. So for me, I just feel like some jobs, especially the higher up ones that are like the six-figure jobs, or even, something in the 50,000 range, I think that some of those jobs might have an issue with it. But at the end of the day, I think now most jobs are just looking to make sure that you know what you're doing and what kind of at the job that you have selected. So they just want to make sure that you're knowledgeable in that. And they really could care less about your hair as long as it's not like extra bright red or bright orange or, something that looks weird. So, I mean, everybody's different. So I'm just speaking about what I feel they might view it as, not necessarily what they think natural hair is in the workplace.
When you have natural hair, so as opposed to me having straight hair, I do get different views. When my hair is curly, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're not gonna comb your hair," but I guess it depends on the person. And it's my interview.
Hair to us is just such a personal thing, because we were always taught that our hair was nappy. We were always taught that our hair was ugly, unruly, So to us, our hair is a personal thing, So when I see somebody rocking Bantu knots or somebody rocking cornrows of another race, yeah, it may look cute, to them. They may have their little baby hair brushed down and all that, but to me, it's a personal style for us. To me, it represents my culture. It represents my nation, where I'm from. It represents Africa. When I see people with beads and I see people with different color hair and stuff like that, it represents us. It's us, and it's something that they tried to take from us. So now that we're bringing it back and we're celebrating it, like, let us have our moment. Just let us have our moment. Let us just be happy. Let us celebrate the fact that we have kinky hair, curly hair, textured hair, and we love it. Let us celebrate the fact that we are natural. This is our time. This is the time that we can embrace ourselves and our sisters and not discriminate and not hate on each other. This is a time for us Black women to unite, and make our own products and enjoy the herbs of the ground that God produced for us to enjoy. Let us enjoy this time, because this is a time that we all look for. This is a time that a lot of our Black people have died for us to be this united and be so happy, and for girls of Black races and different color textures and hair to be able to come together and be like, I like her curls, I like her hair, her hair's so pretty. Even at my daughter's school, like, I'll rock my afro and have little girls walking up to me saying, I love your hair, it's so pretty. Like that, oh my God, that to me is the best compliment anybody could ever get. To have a young lady come to me, my hair is not curly, slicked down my back. No, it is this. And people come to you and tell you that they love it. To us, that does something to us. So let's enjoy the fact that we're natural, no matter what state your hair is in. Always strive to get to know your real self. Always strive to realize that underneath all of that, you have a beautiful hair. You have beautiful, good hair, and it's no matter what the texture is. And so natural hair rocks. Peace. It is our time. It is our time. Let us have our time. Like, give us our time. This is our time to enjoy our hair. Oh my God. Something that came out of our scalp. God created this. Okay, you cannot manufacture this. I mean, you can get something to look like it, but enjoy the hair that's coming out of your head. I don't care if it's kinkiest of all kinkiest. I don't care if it's thin and if it's curly, whatever. Enjoy what God gave you, you know, and that's it. That's what it's all about. Natural hair, baby.